this over here. So, like that. I usually get a little bulb on the end, and that's because I probably kind of let go of it before I get to the end of it. And I like to use part of this wider area here. So and since the pot is so dry, I'm going to let this handle lay somewhere and set up for a little bit before I try to attach it, so that the moisture in the clay will be more similar to the pot. Okay, so I'm going to find a piece of well, here, I can use one of my, maybe I don't want orange paint on it. And I'm just going to let it lay on this for a little bit. Just to set up somewhat. I probably won't need nearly all of that. So you put it in the general shape. You can put it on newspaper. This just happened to be what was handy. So I'm gonna find a spot. Okay, so here I am checking my little handle, and it has stiffened up quite a bit. So I'm gonna put you over here, and we'll see if we can't get this handle on this teapot. I squirted the teapot and then put it in this bag to sort of humidify it, because like I told you before, it's pretty dry. And so I'm just gonna so I'm looking straight down on this while I have it in my sights, and I'm trying to look at scale. So I'm thinking that using this much, or using it right about here, is going to be about right for this particular teapot. So I'm going to slice it right there, get rid of that. And so I've got a real smooth surface there that I'll rough up. But let me just make sure I've got the shape right, and it doesn't look like I cut it very even. If you hear rumbling in the background, it's because we are about to get a major storm, and that is one of the reasons it's so hot and humid right here on the 20th of October, which is uncharacteristic for Oklahoma at this time of year. So I'm going to put this here so you can tell that I've got way too much handle left on there. So we'll just cut some of that off just to get it out of the way. Now, I have to hold this up and sort of eyeball things like this. I can cut a little bit more off of that, it looks like. Just to see what kind of profile I'm going to have. And I like for all of my teapots to be even across here, so that if you wash this out in the sink, you will be able to turn it upside down to drain, and you won't have a handle that's beeping up, or a spout that's poking it up right here, and because that just makes it easy to knock over and break, right? So let's take a look here. I think somewhere in that neighborhood is going to be good. So I'm just determining where the first attachment is going to be, and I think it's going to be somewhere on the shoulder right here. So, hear that thunder? So I'm going to put something here to sort of line all this up. I want to make sure that I get those things in line. That would not be good to have a handle over to the side unless it was an Asian teapot, in which case they put theirs a little asymmetric. Not so anal retentive like most of us Americans are. Let's turn this light on. So, let's see. Well, there it is. This little tool is handy for scratching things. When you're going to attach one piece of clay to another piece of clay, especially when it's really, really dry like this one is. Let's see if you want to scratch it up. You want to rough up. It's just like sanding something before you paint it. You just want to make that surface able to accept the new piece or the new paint without repelling it. So I'm checking once again to make sure my spot is good there. So I get it all roughed up, and then I'm just going to put some water on it. I'm going to let that soak there for a minute while I get the handle ready. Now the handle, let's see, this is still pretty wet, so I'm just going to rough it up. Now notice that when I'm roughing this up, I'm going to try not to run off the edge with this tool. I just want to make it stick, but I don't want to misshape the profile of it. So it looks kind of like that, and my little edges are still pretty good. So dip a little water, put it in there, make it all juicy, and then hold your teapot so that you can see that spout, and just line it up, sort of mush it in there so it creates a little bit of suction. You can push on it here, push on it here, so you're kind of jamming it in there. And the suction will hold it while you dress it, so to speak. Make sure you've got it straight. Sort of line it up. Take one of your tools, this is a chopstick, and just sort of mash the edge down and straighten it up. You want that you don't want it to spread out like a tree trunk in the ground with roots all over the place, but you do want it to connect and stay where you put it. Okay, so there it is. It's not sponged off or cleaned up or anything, but it's basically stuck. Now, the next thing I want to do is make sure that it will clear if I lay it down on a counter. So I know that I can only go up to about here with it, like so. I don't want it to, I mean, it can go right up there, but I don't want it to go any further. Let me get a straighter, see how that looks. Not bad, not too bad. Okay, I want something straighter than this, since this is kind of narrow at one end and not so narrow. It's probably straight when you lay it down, but just to make sure. Here's a straw. Real fancy tools here. So you want the thing to go up and come down. Then I can fix that once I get the bottom attached. So to attach the bottom of my cute little handle there, I'm going to move it to the side and scratch the spot that I'm going to put it or attach it to. So I'm going to eyeball it, come down here, scratch it up a little bit. This wouldn't be such a chore if I had not let this dry out so much. Now that it's about to thunderstorm, nothing will be, everything either dries too fast or too slow. Nothing will be dry in the next few days because of the moisture. Okay, so I got both sides scratched and both sides wet. So eyeball it and, whoops, and mash her down. Just kind of mash it tentatively for now, and we'll stand it up and look at it and give it the test. So as you can see, it meets in about the same place that the spout does. It just almost hits the straw. So then just turn it, get it exactly where you want it. Make sure. Tidy it up a little bit, and then I'm going to do a little mash, little monster mash on the spout handle to get it, to make sure that I have it in the right place. The paintbrush just kind of cleans it up and gets into some spots that I can't reach with my fingers to smooth it off. So I've got it sort of like that right now, and then I like to take it with both thumbs and I'll mash down on one side and pull, and mash down on the other side and pull, so that I have what looks like that. Now I'm going to sponge this. Probably could use a little paint brushing and tidy it up. Make sure that I have the right curve in my handle. You can make that go up. It kind of has a little sassy look to it when you make it go up a little bit. Let's see if I still, yep, I'm still within the, to have this little sharpness right here in that curve. Here it comes. Whoa, can you hear that thunder? So I've got a little sassiness right here. Got a sassy little handle. So move it down like so. So I'll just be sponging this and then getting it ready to, you know, dress it up and put it in the